around with Wake Forest. What did you learn from the first game?
Well, you know, I thought a couple areas that they really hurt us on. They hurt us on the glass. You know, it was the first team that had out-rebounded us. They did a really good job, not only their offensive rebounding, but keeping us off the offensive glass. They shot the ball well against us. You know, although Thomas had some turnovers, he still was a load, you know, to handle. So, you know, they have one of the premier big guys in the conference and one of the premier guards in the conference. And what some people might call the peripheral players, those guys hurt us, and because they're good players. They can shoot the ball. They play off those two guys. Obviously, they've had some close losses, and they've won 2 games in a row, so they're playing their best basketball this season right now.
One thing you notice from looking at the game and from the stats is that on the offensive end, you did a pretty good job against their big men. You scored down low, and but it was a little different story up at the other end.
Yeah, we got the ball in the post, and DeMarco and Charles, you know, played well for us. You know, and I think over the last couple of games, we've done a good job of that as well, and so that's a big key for us. It just creates other actions, even if they don't get the shot and they kick it out, we reverse the ball and then attack on the backside, different things like that. So, be it either early in the first post, off a ball screen, or in post-ups, you know, our guards are getting a much greater understanding of how important it is for our big guys to get the ball.
Of course, now Travis and Chris are at a different spot, you know, in their progression than they were when you played them the first time.
Yeah, I think so. You know, and we need, the thing is, in these games, you got to have a lot of guys play well, you know. We need production off the bench, you know, with Josh and Quentin and Todrick and Corey. You know, our perimeter guys need to, you know, continue to make progress. And I agree with you. I think Chris and Travis are playing, you know, their best basketball this season right now, and they need to continue to progress as well.
Regarding Chris, I mean, beyond obviously scoring better, but what are you seeing more broadly?
Well, I think I talked about it from day one. He's a much better defender, you know, and always can improve in that area. Shooting the ball better, taking care of the ball better, just making better guard decisions, you know, moving a lot better. You know, I think sometimes it takes a while for guys to understand that just because they're open doesn't mean they can get the ball. Mm-hmm. They need to make themselves available and get to areas where the ball can come to them, and the ball finds a shot, and they need to be ready for it. And I think Chris is doing a much better job of that.
You also look at that game, and Sampson didn't have the best of one of his better games either, so that's another guy you can look to step up against Wake.
Yeah, you know, obviously inserted him in the starting lineup gives us a lot of versatility at that spot, and against them, he's a good matchup. You know, especially on the defensive end. Need him. You know, I talked to him yesterday. We need him to be more aggressive offensively. Be ready to shoot the ball when the shots come. Take the ball to the basket when he has those opportunities. You know, and if he has a smaller guy on him, you know, go down to the post and post up and score in the post. I think he's capable of doing all 3 of those.
He's been around maybe the 20, 25 minute mark. I mean, is that one of those things that would help him go a little deeper into games by being more productive offensively?
What do you mean deeper in the game?
Like as far as just getting more time in the court?
Well, I mean, if you look at it and you have 3 post players, let's say,
right, and
they average 25 minutes a game, that's 75 minutes.
Right.
There's only 5 more minutes out there.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
There's not a lot more time out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going to take it away from, you know, that's where sometimes that 4th post is hard to find minutes for, you know, and at times we've had to go smaller, play Quentin there, or even play Marcus there at times. But, you know, I think for all 3 of those guys, with what we asked them to do offensively and defensively, 25 minutes is a pretty good mark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a pretty good mark.
if you look at it another way too, if some of those guys are hitting their shots, if the guys down in the post are playing well offensively, that's going to maybe open up the lane a little more for Marcus too.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a catch-22. You know, I mean, when you're scoring on the blocks in the post, the lane isn't open much for drives.
Right.
It still is some, but not as much as if you've got guys stretched out outside the three, obviously. So you have to do some different things to bring those post guys out of the post to create some driving situations. And I think we've done a pretty good job with that. I think Marcus has been able to get to the basket, been able to draw some fouls, been able to finish some plays, and you know, make some. Obviously, he's had what 3 straight games of 20 plus now, or is it 4? Or what did he have the other night?
He had 14.
14. So 3 out of 4. Finding him opportunities to score isn't really a problem right now. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's got 76 points or something like that in the last 4 games. I think we'd probably take that every day.
What do you